And it's my great privilege to be able to do this introduction for the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Arthur C. Clarke Foundation. So perhaps there's no real necessity to give an introduction for Stephen Hawking. He's probably the world's most famous physicist. And he has incredible connections. Professor Hawking is a professor emeritus from Cambridge University. And the interesting thing there is he was the Lucasian Professor of Mathematics at Cambridge. That is the same chair that Isaac Newton held. So what an incredible link to the past, to the thinkers of gravity from other centuries to our 21st century and Professor Hawking. And this is a special year for gravity. Who in our young people knows what was the special thing, what was the prize for the Nobel Prize, what was the topic for the Nobel Prize this year? Who knows? Who knows? The word out there? Gravity waves, that's right. So gravity is a special year in 2017. And of course, our Sir Arthur C. Clarke is justly famous for discovery for technology with the understanding of gravity. And that was the design of the concept of a geosynchronous satellite, a satellite that would stay stationary over the surface of the Earth as it falls around the Earth in its Earth's gravity, just at the right speed to stay in one place over the surface of the Earth. But of course, our Sir Arthur was famous for so many other things, his stories of life and the universe and cosmology. And here in the 21st century, we have this amazing technique, this thing called YouTube. And things that I could never find in the past, we can find on YouTube. And so in 1988, there was a TV program done by the BBC where Carl Sagan, the famous popularizing physicist from the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, and Stephen Hawking and Arthur C. Clarke were interviewed simultaneously, bringing in Carl Sagan by satellite. And this was at the publication of Stephen Hawking's book, A Brief History of Time. So you have to go look this YouTube up. It's just amazing hearing these men talk, and the BBC interviewer did a wonderful job. So in the show, Professor Hawking talks about imaginary time. He has this idea that there's a time orthogonal at right angles to our regular time, and he uses that imaginary time concept to help us think about the universe and things in it like black holes. And Sir Arthur, he's acknowledged by Stephen Hawking as being a person who was able to drive his imagination. So Stephen says, I've been around the world, but I never fell off. So Sir Arthur on the show makes the comment that science fiction frees the imagination. And Professor Hawking has perhaps the greatest imagination of any of us alive. And so it was these great imaginings by Professor Hawking of physics, of his cautionary thoughts for humanity, and his admonition for humanity to go forth and do better that led the Arthur C. Clarke Foundation to award him the Arthur C. Clarke Lifetime Achievement Award. So 2 weeks ago, two of the Foundation's board members visited Professor Hawking at Cambridge and to present him to the award and to video the following remarks. And with that, I give you Professor Stephen Hawking.
Thank you to the Arthur C. Clarke Foundation for honoring me with your Lifetime Achievement Award. I'm only 75, a full quarter century younger than Sir Arthur would be this month, so I'd like to add an editorial addendum to the word lifetime, which are the words, so far. I feel especially honored to receive this award, for several reasons. The first is for the honor of the award itself. Those who have preceded me in receiving this award have indeed made impressive contributions. It is no small task to be judged as having met what would have been Arthur's expectations for intellectual rigor, powered by imagination, insatiable curiosity, and concern for our planet and its inhabitants. The second reason is that it coincides with Arthur's centenary celebration. I am delighted that this has given me a chance to salute him on this special occasion. We had several things in common. Certainly, the ability to laugh at ourselves was one. Another was the power and freedom of boundless imagination. This continues to serve me well, as it did for Arthur in his later years, when he was confined to a wheelchair because of the onset of post-polio syndrome. And then there was the fact that we both yearned to experience weightlessness. Arthur found it for much of his life, diving in the beautiful waters off of Sri Lanka. I found it with the help of my friends Peter Diamandis, a previous Clarke Award winner, and his Viirre Corporation, and Dr. Erik Viirre, now of the Arthur C. Clarke Center for Human Imagination, who you will by now have all met. And third, I'm honored to be able to use the occasion of this award to underscore the critical importance to us all of the future of humanity. The initiative being launched today in honor of Arthur reaffirms his fervent belief in the essentiality of imagination as a core partner with empiricism in resolving major challenges to the future of our planet and the future of humans. I understand that Unleash Imagination, Shape the Future is aimed at people of all ages. I have a special interest in reaching out to young people to help them understand and imagine the wonder of the universe. This I have been doing with my daughter Lucy in the George series of books. Young people, the future is yours to determine. I challenge you to make it count. If you build a strong base in science, technology, mathematics, and the arts, and power it throughout your lives with your imagination, opportunities are wide open for you. Arthur said, the only way to understand the limits of the possible is to venture a little way past them into the impossible. Keep on striving for the impossible, fueled by your dreams and imagination. For the rest of us, it's not too late to follow your dreams. Generating, testing, and applying new ideas is the most important work. Big challenges require fresh thinking and the courage to advance it. The notion of unleashing our imaginations, personally and in our work lives, is both timely and critical. Let me talk about the future. Arthur was prescient about so many developments that were categorized as science fiction, yet today are real. If Arthur's imaginings seemed perhaps too fantastic at the time, I hope mine will sound completely plausible. To ponder how we can unleash imagination to create the future, let's first consider its likely catalysts. They include artificial intelligence, practical quantum computers, and genomics. As a cosmologist, I have spent most of my life contemplating the physical laws of the universe that govern time and space. We cannot think about the future without connecting it to the technology that increasingly runs our lives. Our technology will help determine whether humans survive at all. Take AI. Arthur Spellbeck at Siri and Alexa. The AlphaGo computer recently beat the world's best human player at Go. AI offers great possibilities to make human life better. For instance, researchers are developing AI that would help reverse paralysis in people with spinal cord injuries. Using silicon chip implants and wireless electronic interfaces between the brain and the body, the technology would allow people to control their body movements with their thoughts. Deep and reinforced learning will impart greater and more complex contextual intelligence to computers. But there is a flip side to advancing AI. The risk is that AI can outsmart us, and perhaps even harm us. Advanced AI programs will run on practical quantum computers. These will revolutionize artificial intelligence with exponentially faster speeds. They will advance encryption. Quantum computers will change everything, even human biology. There is already one technique to precisely edit DNA. It is called CRISPR, or clustered regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats. The basis of this genome editing technology is a bacterial defense system. It can accurately target and edit stretches of genetic code. The best intention of genetic manipulation is that modifying genes would allow scientists to treat genetic causes of disease by correcting gene mutations. There are, however, less noble possibilities for manipulating DNA. How far we can go with genetic engineering will become an increasingly urgent question. We can't see the possibilities of curing motor neuron diseases, like my ALS, without also glimpsing its dangers. Genetic engineering will happen in this millennium, whether we want it or not. There will be arguments, both ethical and economic. If the same tools can both end and inflict human suffering, who will steer it where? But, as Arthur said, if we open our imaginations and pair them with what we know, anything is possible. I ultimately believe that space travel will ensure our survival. Finding new habitats in the solar system should be our long-term strategy. The risks to our survival here on Earth are substantial. Where will we go? I leave that up to you, because you are the future scientists and designers and policy makers who will get us there. Think of the possibilities. A tunnel just discovered on the moon appears to be more than 30 miles long and lies more than 300 feet below the surface. Could it contain ice or water to support human settlers? Could Mars support humans with evolved DNA? What about the planets near Proxima Centauri? That's only 4.5 light years away from Earth, or 27 trillion miles. I am having fun right now, working with the science philanthropist Yuri Milner, to make interstellar travel a reality. It is called Breakthrough Starshot. Science fact is catching up with science fiction. Breakthrough Starshot brings together three concepts: miniaturized spacecraft, light propulsion, and phase-locked lasers. Thanks to imagination and ingenuity, this long-term research and development program aims to make interstellar travel a reality. If we succeed, we will send a probe to Alpha Centauri within the lifetime of some of you here today. So, fundamental questions remain. Are we doing what we must to lead advances in AI, genetic engineering, space travel, and other technologies so that we humans benefit, or are we on a path that risks falling victim to them? Are we appropriately addressing the challenges that face humankind? What future possibilities will you imagine? Remember to look up at the stars and not down at your feet. Unleash your imagination. Shape the future. Thank you for listening.
I hope that you thought that was as special as we did. I now want to invite you all to